Fieldhouse on the campus of Hampton University. WHCS Channel 29 presents the Peninsula District Semifinals Girls Basketball. The Phoebus Phantoms versus the Hampton Crabbers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Womble, and we are here at Hampton University for the semifinals of the Peninsula District Girls Basketball. The undefeated Phoebus Phantoms 22-0 and the 10-10 fifth-seeded Hampton Crabbers. And right now we've got A.G. Womble across the way with the opposing coaches. A.G.
Okay, Tim, Bob, having a little hard time hearing you, but we got Mike Talon and Ivory Knight over here. Mike, you're 22-0. How do you keep getting up for these games?
Well, it's nice when you're on top, but you have to work so much harder, I think, because everybody's going to try to play much harder against you, and you know, to beat us is, I guess, I've been at both ends of the floor. When you play a team that hasn't lost the game, you've got everything to gain and nothing to lose. So, and keeping your kids motivated is the hardest thing. They have a tendency to get relaxed and lay down a little bit, but I'm real proud of them. They've done really well, even with the circumstances being as they are.
Okay, Mike had 3 girls make all-district, and Juanita Cook, that must have been an oversight.
Well, I mean,
that she didn't make it.
I thought so. She's my leading scorer, and she's my leading rebounder, and, she's on a team that was 21-0 at the time, and to not even make second team, I thought that was, I don't know, she's not a real flashy player, and I think maybe the coaches just overlooked that fact.
All right. What are you going to do to stop the Crabbers tonight?
Just try to play good, solid defense and hope they don't get too hot on us.
All right, hold on a second. Ivory, congratulations, big win the other night, but you got a big task ahead of you tonight. What do you expect from the Phantoms?
I expect a good game down to the end, and I like to commend my girls for having a big win on last Friday night.
Cheyenne Hill made first team all-district.
No, she made second team.
Second team, okay.
Right. And I didn't have anybody to make first team all-district, but I did have 1 second-team player and 1 honorable mention.
What about the Phantoms tonight? What do you expect from them?
Well, I expect them to come on with what they have, and I'm going to try to give them exactly what I have.
Okay, good luck to both of y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right, Tim, Bob.
That's great, A.G. Tim, well, we got a break here. We got about a minute and a half before game time. I have to echo Mike Talon's remarks on Juanita Cook being overlooked on the district team. She is by far a tremendous ball player for this great Phoebus team. Leading scorer, leading rebounder. She's a junior. She's not flashy. Maybe she just doesn't get noticed so much about that. But I also want to take my hat off to Ivory Knight and the Hampton Crabbers. And I got to see the game when they played Lafayette second time. We did their game a week ago. They played at Kickingham Tuesday night, and I went over and saw the game. Completely different team. I mean, they got up and they took it to the Lafayette Rams, and being a 5th seed to beat the 4th seed, that's a feather in her hat. She's got to be real proud of her team. I also want to make a real quick comment, if I may, about Art Jones. Art Jones, former Hampton High Crabber who went down to NC State. He works with both the big people on the girls team and the boys team. So he's working with both and does an excellent job and doesn't get the recognition of the time he puts in and what he does, Tim.
Hampton comes into this game at an even record of 10-10. Their last game they defeated, as you mentioned, Bob, Lafayette 50-41. The Phoebus Phantoms are undefeated. And there you see, by the way, the officials for this first game. That'll be Bill Wessel, the referee, and Bob Gulaski, the umpire. And Bob, I understand, is the one with the mustache.
Yes, he is.
All right.
And we got a national anthem, Tim.
Okay.
Okay, Tim, Bob, now back to you.
Well, there's a sparse crowd here, Tim, but they'll start filing in before this game is over. Yes, I know.
We're about set to have the introduction of the starting lineups. Hampton Crabbers will be introduced first. Adrena Whitehead is the first Crabber introduced. Tammy Boggs will be introduced for the Phoebus Phantoms. Vivian Moss coming into the game for Hampton, averaging 5 points a game. Juanita Cook, 13.5 points per game, being introduced to the crowd. Cheyenne Hill introduced. She is the leading scorer for Hampton at 14.7.
And she has made the all-district team this year as a junior.
For the Phoebus Phantoms, number 41, Monica Hart. Hart averaging 11.9. Ramona Gray, number 34 for the Crabbers, introduced, 4.1 points per game. Athena Johnson for Phoebus, averaging 6.8 points per game. Anissa Jones for Hampton. She averages just a tenth of a point shy of 7 points per game. And Nikki Reed for Phoebus. Nikki averaging 10.8 points per game. She is the spark plug for Phoebus. She was the outstanding player in my memory from last year's playoffs here at Hampton University.
Well, if I was going to say you had a girlfriend out in the court, I would have said it was Nikki Reed, because we fell in love with her last year. She is a tremendous competitor and really is a spark plug for this team and gets the team going, and she'll play defense well. She can shoot. She passes the ball off. She's a good assist person, and that's what you need when you got a team as good and as deep as Mike Talon has.
Wessel and Golaski are the officials for this game.
And that's the first time I've noticed that. They shook hands before they came out, wished each other good luck, which is a good sign. This is going to be a good contact.
Too. You know, the officials work as a team, and we've seen this game after game where you really have to do that. Phoebus in the white uniforms trimmed in blue and gold. They are the home team tonight. Monica Hart will jump against Cheyenne Hill, and it's controlled by the jumper, Monica Hart, and they'll do it again. No, they'll say it belongs to Hampton. I don't believe that the person jumping
right, that was my point. If you're jumping, you can't catch the ball in the circle. Now, if it hit out and you got control of it outside of the jump circle, you've been all right.
The Crabbers have the ball to start this game.
And you'll see that the Phoebus will play a tough man-to-man. They will play all over the court. They will hawk the ball. As you see right there, they stole it. They come up with a steal, and they'll try to take Hampton completely out of their offensive sets.
Nikki Reed stole the ball. This is she with the ball, driving underneath the basket. Juanita Cook had the rebound, but it's knocked away. This is Ramona Gray, and she is a good one. She is the defensive stalwart for Hampton, but she has had a propensity for getting into foul trouble. We've seen this a couple of times this year. And when she's out of there, they suffer. Stolen again. This is Juanita Cook. Nikki Reed back to Cook underneath. She spins and shoots, and we've got a whistle. And the first foul of the ball game will be charged to Adrena Whitehead of Hampton. That'll be the team's first.
Well, I don't know if that was a foul as much as she just kind of tripped over her foot. But in any case, it'll go down in the books as a foul.
Player control foul, and Phoebus inbounds, and Monica Hart gets the first two of the ball game. 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. We are just underway from Holland Fieldhouse. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble. We've got the ball stolen again. Athena Johnson blew the layup. Nikki Reed battles her for the ball, and it's finally controlled by the Crabbers. Play sloppy here to start the ball game.
Well, that was a mistake on Cook's part. No, it wasn't Cook either. It was Johnson one that took the ball away from her own teammate, Nikki.
From three-point range, Vivian Moss misses. We saw her hit a couple against Lafayette last week. Back comes Tammy Boggs, and she is fouled by Ramona Gray. Tammy will get 2 shots, I would imagine.
Well, she was definitely in active shooting.
That is her first personal foul. Ramona Gray, as I mentioned, she has had some troubles in that area. She has a very aggressive style of play, and this causes her to get into trouble sometimes in the foul category. Tammy Boggs misses the first of 2. Players seem to be a little tight tonight.
Well, and the floor is really open at the baselines, which is very unusual. In high school, you don't have that kind of a distance, so it may affect the depth perception a little bit on the shooters at the onset of the game.
3-0, Phoebus leading. Double teaming the ball, full court pressure. Hampton gets it across the timeline, but only to have it stolen by Monica Hart. Back comes Johnson. She spots Tammy Boggs all alone. Tammy started for the hoop before she had control of it. And then we've got a collision and a foul. And Tammy Boggs does that. We've seen it so many times. You miss the ball and then you commit
by herself underneath the basket, ready to make a layup and started to shoot before she caught the ball.
Just like a wide receiver downfield. He looked downfield before you catch the ball. Ball almost thrown away. In fact, it is thrown away as right in front of our position here, Vivian Moss stepped on the out-of-bounds line. There you see Mr. Golaski, the referee for tonight's game.
And Carleen Hargrave is in, number 12. She replaced Tammy Boggs for the Phantoms.
6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Phoebus pitching a shutout, 3-0. This is the newest member in the lineup. This is Hargraves, and then she loses it out of bounds.
Caught the ball and knocked it off of her own knee.
Hampton has yet to score in this ball.
And there was you didn't see it, Tim, but on the camera was Mike Keach, who you need to give a special thanks to.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, I saw that actually, and I didn't get a chance to, but Mike Keach of the Daily Press has provided us with numerous statistics for this game, and for that we are very thankful. In fact, Mike has been helpful on more than one occasion this year, and my sincere thanks to him go out. Nikki Reed's shot is missed. Boggs back in the lineup, misses the follow-up. Juanita Cook steals the ball. She misses the shot. And Anissa Jones finally controls for the Crabbers. 5.5 minutes to go in the first. Hampton still not on the scoreboard. Lob pass inside. Adrena Whitehead's shot is no good, but she is fouled.
Hampton will do a lot of that, lobbing the ball into their big people underneath the basket. The 2 games that we did with them this year, they did that extensively, and this is no different. They're going to take it right and do what they have been doing all year.
Adrena Whitehead, averaging 10.4 points per game, steps to the free throw line with 2 shots. And she gets Hampton on the scoreboard.
Well, Phoebus should have about 8 points right now. They have blown 3 crippy shots underneath the basket just now. There's a nice replay.
Whitehead misses the second and is rebounded by the Phantoms. 3-1 Phoebus. They are 22-0 on the season. Underneath, good feed for Monica Hart, and she has 2 baskets, and her team leads by 4. Boggs tips the inbounds pass to her teammate. Underneath, put up no good, and rebound comes off for Whitehead again. This is Ramona Gray. Looks to Cheyenne Hill, Hampton's leading scorer. She kick it back to Vivian Moss, who thought better of trying to drive on Tammy Boggs.
Well, Vivian will shoot the 3-pointer. She's the one that you've got a designated 3-point shooter on a Hampton team. That's the one.
And this ball is mishandled and lost out of bounds by Hampton.
And they really look ragged, and I know Mike Talon is not happy at all at the way that Phoebus is playing, because they've had ample opportunities to score points and they haven't.
This is Reed in for Hart. Hart travels. So no basket. Monica Hart took an extra step. Vivian Moss will inbounds. Phoebus with a full court man-to-man pressure. They double team Cheyenne Hill. And it's knocked away, finally controlled by Juanita Cook. She spots Nikki Reed, and Nikki is not tall enough to get to that pass.
That was just there. They're playing just a little bit out of control. They're turning, making Hampton turn over the ball, what you want to do, but they're not converting after the turnover.
Athena Johnson will check out. And again, Carleen Hargrave will come in for Phoebus. Inbounds pass comes to Anissa Jones. She is double teamed. And the pass is, well, let's see, the ball is a jump ball as it's tied up between Hargrave and Gray, and the arrow of possession points to Phoebus, and therefore they'll have it. Leading 5-1. Halfway through the first quarter, Tammy Boggs from her spot, she misses. Rebound underneath, Juanita Cook puts it in. So Tammy Boggs fires from the baseline. That's something we see her do a lot.
And she's a streak shooter.
She'll get the touch before the night is over, I'm sure. We've seen her score her own personal high of 30 points earlier in the season. Now we've got a foul against Juanita Cook. That's her first. That's the third team foul, so it's a player control foul. In high school basketball, the first 4 fouls that are non-shooting fouls are player control. On the 5th and subsequent fouls in the half, it's a 1-and-1 at least. Cheyenne Hill took steps. So 2 of the better teams in the district, at least one of them is the best team in the district, having a tough time getting untracked here in the first half. 7-1 Phoebus. Nikki Reed with the ball. Juanita Cook at the top of the key. This is Hargrave. She drives on Jones, puts it off the glass, no good. Monica Hart follows, no good. And it's lost out of bounds. It belongs to Phoebus. Sandra Thompson getting ready to check in for the Crabbers. And Anissa Jones will get a breather. Monica Hart loses the handle, and it was last touched by a Crabber. The winner of this game, Monica Hart, off the glass, no good, and rebounded by Hampton. I started to say the winner of this game will face the winner of Wednesday night's semifinal game between Denby and Menchville. That game will be Friday night at Holland Fieldhouse. We'll be here for that one. Underneath, Sandra Thompson's shot, no good. Cheyenne Hill rebounds, no good. And quickly down the court comes Carleen Hargrave.
Speaking of that Phoebus team, check me. Speaking of that Denby team, we had trouble pronouncing a young lady's name that came in, Natasha. She is a transfer, or she's an exchange student from Yugoslavia. Oh. And she has really done a lot for that Denby team. In fact, the last time Phoebus played them, they beat them by just, maybe 15 points or so.
Well, Phoebus has only been close in a game once this year, really. And that was an 8-point victory over Menchville. Other than that, they've had an average. Now we got a 5-second violation as Ramona Gray was guarded closely for 5 seconds and did not pass or shoot, and therefore it's a turnover. Started to say is Phoebus only averaged a margin of victory of 40.2 points per game this year.
Had no idea it was that much.
And in fact, they outscored teams by 50 points or more 7 different times. That's how awesome Phoebus can be. Their closest game was an 8-point victory over Menchville, as I mentioned, 58-50. And they've defeated this Hampton team soundly 2 other times. Right now, Hampton staying close, but a basket will count. Athena Johnson gets her first score of the night, and she'll get a chance to complete the 3-point play.
And she was not supposed to get the ball. The pass really was intended for Monica Hart is who the ball, it was just a little too strong, and there you can see that on the instant replay. A nice position, got the ball, went up amongst the trees and made it, and completes the three-pointer.
So it's 10-1 Phoebus, and Anissa Jones comes out for Vivian Moss. When we get a moment here, we'll set the lineup for you. This is Gray with the ball, Moss, Hill, Thompson, and Whitehead. Those are the Crabbers on the floor. This is Whitehead off the glass too strong, and back comes Carleen Hargrave, playing extensively here in the first quarter. And her shot is off the rim, no good. So for Phoebus now, they've got Juanita Cook, 24, Monica Hart, 41, Nikki Reed, 10, and Athena Johnson, 25, along with Hargrave to round out the 5 for the Phantoms. 1:37 left here in the first. 10-1 Phoebus. Cheyenne Hill, guarded by Hart, puts it up, no good. And back come the Phantoms. To Johnson. Johnson will shoot from 12. It's no good. And battle for controlled by Juanita Cook. Underrated Juanita Cook, we should add. Athena Johnson will shoot, no good. And Ramona Gray rebounds for Hampton. The reason we say, if you just joined us, Juanita Cook, the leading scorer for Phoebus, was shunned on both the first and the second girls team in the Peninsula District.
And she has already got 5 rebounds this quarter.
Nikki Reed steals for Phoebus. Inside of a minute to go in the quarter. Bounce pass underneath. Nice feed for Johnson. Athena Johnson with her second basket. That is she, you see on the screen. And a 5-second violation. Good defense by Phoebus prevented Hampton from inbounding. Tammy Boggs will come back in, replacing Hargrave. And Anissa Jones for Hampton comes in. And she'll replace Sandra Thompson. He gets a slap on the leg of appreciation, and
Tammy Boggs.
Congratulations from Ivory Knight. As I was speaking, Tammy Boggs connects. And now Phoebus steals again. Athena Johnson tight ropes along the sideline. Kicks it over for Nikki Reed. Reed will shoot from 10. It's no good. And it was last touched by Hampton. It'll belong to Phoebus.
And we got 25 seconds to go in this quarter.
There you see, Phoebus has very, I guess, shakily, for lack of a better description, or very unimpressively gone out to a 13-point lead here. They have played terribly. As you said, it should be about 20-1.
Really, they have.
Boggs has missed a lot of shots. Nikki Reed is yet to connect. On the other side of the coin, Hampton's had a terrible first quarter. There's no two ways to describe it.
Well, they've turned the ball over at least 8 times so far this first quarter, and that just really hurts you.
I think Hampton might even be somewhat intimidated. They have been beaten 83-35 and 87-33 by this Phoebus team. Cheyenne Hill connects. She had 21 points last game out against Lafayette, the game we covered last week. Reed shot from the corner for 2. And the buzzer sounds.
She knew she had just a very few seconds to get that ball up, and it was just a 2-pointer. I couldn't see whether she was on the line or not, but evidently she was.
So Nikki hits with about 2 seconds remaining in the first quarter for her first bucket. And Phoebus ends the quarter with a 16-3 score. What do you got on rebounds there for us, Bob?
Well, I think the main thing I wanted to see was what Juanita Cook was doing, because Mike Talon said she was the leading rebounder and the leading scorer on her team. She gets a lot of garbage underneath the basket. I say garbage not as a detriment, but as a heady ball player. Here we can see the one of the replays of Tammy knocking the ball back in. But she got 5 Sorry, that was not the knock. This is the steal somewhere. But anyway, she got 5 rebounds that first quarter, Tim. So if she were to do that the whole game, you're talking 20 rebounds. That is an awesome amount of rebounds that she's got. There was a shot by Cheyenne Hill.
Yeah, we were watching the replay of the only basket scored in 8 minutes by the Hampton Crabbers. That was Cheyenne Hill. And here you see Tammy Boggs. She comes down, and here's the shot that you were wondering about. She was just inside the three-point range and hit nothing but net on that one.
And thank you, Slow-Mo Joe. That was a good shot.
Slow-Mo Joe.
Nobody else has got more than 2 rebounds. 3 Hampton girls got 2, and 1 more of the Phoebus girls. So nobody is doing anything outstanding rebounding-wise.
Hampton had just the 3 points. Athena Johnson had 5 for Phoebus alone. Anissa Jones' shot is short, and Monica Hart clears the board. Baseball pass down court, an ill-advised one. It wasn't even close. Nikki will go up in the stands and get the ball. I was watching down the court the other end, Athena kind of smiling and talking to her teammates. All right, I knew I blew it. What the heck, you know?
And Mike Talon is shaking his head because that is definitely not what he wanted.
Mike Talon's team 22-0, undefeated, and certainly ranked number 1. Inside for Cheyenne Hill. That's a good play.
That was an excellent lob pass.
Play number 1 called by Reed. Johnson looking inside, gives to Boggs at the top of the key. Back inside, and the ball loose finally is controlled by Johnson of Phoebus. Good hustle again by Juanita Cook. Johnson from 8. No good. Whitehead with the rebound, and finally controlled by Hill. And then we've got a foul by Monica Hart. That'll be her first. That is the 4th team foul, and from this point on, with 7:01 left here in the first half, any foul committed by Phoebus will result in at least a 1-and-1 situation for the Crabbers. Whitehead drives, shoots from 14, doesn't get the roll, and Hart gets the board.
And Phoebus has taken off the full court man-to-man pressure and presses that they were using earlier.
This is Cook guarded by Whitehead. Back to Reed, to Johnson, to Boggs. That's where she likes to shoot from.
You cannot leave her open from 15 to 18 feet. She is just an excellent shooter. She is on. Now they're back to the press again after the score.
18-5 is our score. If you just joined us, you were watching the girls Peninsula District semifinals between the Hampton Crabbers and the Phoebus Phantoms. This is Nikki Reed going
behind the back. Classic. She did what every young person that catches the ball and is going on a fast break should do: get the ball to the middle. So she opens up her options.
Whitehead all alone down at the other end of the court, has trouble with the ball. Now she'll kick it back to Mona Gray. Moss to Jones. She has it knocked away, and she'll feed Cheyenne Hill underneath. She was too far underneath the basket. Got her own rebound, and then Hart gets the board. All the way down for Nikki Reed, and she puts it in. So Reed now has scored 6 points in the first half. Didn't get her first basket until 2 seconds remained in the first quarter. Anissa Jones, intercepted by Juanita Cook.
And that was a double dribble. I don't think anybody picked it up, especially the officials didn't pick it up.
Johnson underneath, no good. Hill with the rebound. And now Hampton wants to call a timeout.
Well, it's 22-5, and you've let them reel off a few points. You got something to talk to us about.
Well, I want to remind the viewers here on Channel 29 that you can watch Hampton Highlights. It's a feature that gives the public a sample of assemblies, classroom, and outdoor activities that pupils in Hampton's public schools are a part of. The hour-length program airs year-round Your host is Jerry Sanford. The times 4, 7, and 11 p.m. Tuesday through Monday here on Channel 29. You're watching the Phoebus, or Phoebus, and let's watch a replay here. Those are the Phoebus cheerleaders with their backs to us.
That's Art Jones bending over in the huddle at the Hampton sideline. I guess you'd call it sideline. It's not football, but it's still a sideline in it.
I would think so. There you see a better shot of Art Jones. Stand out in his days at Hampton High School for sure.
Yes, I had the pleasure of coaching against him.
Doubt if you thought it was a pleasure at the time.
I kept saying, well, how much taller is he going to get? How much higher can he jump?
22-5, inside of 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ball is lost out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Phoebus. Inbounds pass is tipped and controlled by Phoebus. Johnson goes to the hoop strong, and she is fouled. Adrena Whitehead made sure she didn't get an easy two. She'll make her earn them at the free throw line. Here you see a replay of that last action, and you'll see Whitehead step and not have position. She was definitely not maintaining position to draw the block, or excuse me, draw the charge. She in fact was charged with the block. As Athena Johnson misses for the first time at the free throw line, she's 1 out of 2. She'll get a second try. There you see a good shot of her. And she goes 0 for 2 this time. 4:40 left in the half, 22-5. Phoebus led 16-3 after the first quarter. Sandra Thompson can't hold on to it. It goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Phoebus.
I was talking to Mike Talon before the ball game and asked him about that first game when they played the at Hampton High, and he says as a team, he played all 16 ball players. As a team, they averaged 65% from the field. But that's something or what?
Well, Phoebus just been awesome. I mean, they beat Ferguson.
And to take that a step further, he says he didn't play his first unit maybe half of the ball game, if that much.
Against Ferguson in the quarterfinals, they defeated the Mariners 75-18. 24-5. This is Anissa Jones. Her shot is good. So Anissa Jones gets in the score column. She averages almost 7 points a game. Monica Hart muscles the ball up and puts it in.
She was getting bumped, but she was determined she was going to take that shot. It's a good shot of Monica Hart.
This is Ramona Gray, guarded by Hargrave. Hargrave battles for the ball and steals it and then travels. Oh, that's a tough call there.
I think the reason he called traveling, she got up before she started dribbling. She started dribbling before she got up, she'd have been all right.
That's a tough call, but it was a good call. Substitutions for both teams. We'll pick those up for you when we can. In for the Crabbers is Letitia Lee. As we watch the replay, there you see, well, she really didn't get up. She started dribbling before, but it's just
but that's
a tough
the call he made, so,
yeah.
you know, I couldn't tell either.
Lost out of bounds by the Crabbers. Letitia Lee has checked in for Hampton. The backcourt tandem now for Phoebus is Hargraves and Reed. Hart is the center. The forwards are Boggs and Cook. This is Hart, guarded by Whitehead, and her shot is no good. Tammy Boggs with good hustle. Can't get it to go in, though. And we've got a foul on Ramona Gray going over the back. That'll be number 2 on Gray. That is the 5th team foul. Both teams now over the limit. We'll watch here as Boggs hustles in to get that rebound. She'll put it up, and then when she misses the shot, you'll see Gray come over the back. There she is. Juanita Cook at the free throw line. She'll get the second shot. And she nets both of them. She has 4 points. Knocked away by Hart. 3:04 left here in the first half, 28-7. Phoebus with a comfortable lead, 21 points. Reed hawking the ball, knocks it away, and Anissa Jones gets it back, and then Anissa Jones is fouled by Carleen Hargrave. That's her first, and it's bonus time. Anissa Jones will have 1 and 1. She's got 2 points tonight coming from the field. Left-hander throws it up, and it's no good. Back come the Phantoms. Boggs looking inside. Gives Nikki Reed at the baseline. She is open. She'll shoot. It's no good. And Juanita Cook hustles to get the ball, but she stepped on the end line. Hill and Galbraith come in for Hampton, replacing Jones and Lee for the Crabbers. Finger in the eye, I do believe.
That was an inadvertent finger in the eye, I'm sure. She was just going for the ball, but those things happen, and that was one of the reasons that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went to goggles, because he got a tremendous eye injury. And of course, when you're as tall as he is, everybody's reaching up and they're going to be sticking a finger in your eye. And here we see the last play, and it was with her right hand, she caught her in the face.
Vivian Moss on the front end of the 1-and-1 missed, and then the ball went out of bounds, last touched by the Crabbers. 28-7, Nikki Reed with the ball. She's got 6 points tonight, averaging a little more than 10. Phoebus using the weave. Boggs kicks it back to Johnson, to Reed, looks inside, penetrates, shoots, and foul is going to be called on Hampton. Nikki Reed goes to the free throw line. You're going to see the replay of the foul. This is Reed as she penetrates and shoots. Not much of a foul there, folks. It really wasn't. Nikki Reed ran into her more than anything. The defender just kind of stood there. But again, one of those situations. So
And she does have a nice touch on that ball when she shoots.
Doesn't she, though? And 8 points for Nikki Reed. 2 minutes remains here in the first half. 30-7. Crabbers trailing by 23, and they lose it out of bounds. This game being played Tuesday night, February the 21st. Winner of this game plays Friday night at Hampton University, Holland Fieldhouse. They'll play the winner of Wednesday night semifinalists between Denby and Menchville. Pass goes out of bounds. belongs to Phoebus. 1:38 remains in the half.
Tim?
Yes, AG.
We're up here with Harry Bennett at halftime. We might get a few comments from Harry Bennett, the athletic director at Phoebus.
All right, I see you now behind the scorers table there.
He
never know
blends
where
in real well, doesn't he, up there?
Yes. Boggs misses. Rebound comes off for Hart, and then we've got a jump ball. She was tied up as she went back up with a shot. Could have been traveling too, but it wasn't. .118 left in the half. Boggs, guarded by Moss, kicks it out for Reed. Hart, and she's charged with the offensive foul. That's her second. This will be a ball control foul. Will come out of the ball game now, and in her place will come Shavanka Chapman. One minute left in the half.
I'm going to go up to Reba and get the lineup. She's sitting up there.
And again, the Crabbers turn it over. Right there in our camera position. Johnson to Cook. She's guarded by Galbraith. Boggs, who's been held down here in the first half. And Nikki Reed is fouled as she shoots. That'll be number 3 on Gray if it's in fact against her. And that's who it is. So Ramona Gray gets called for her 3rd personal foul. Reed with 8 points will step to the free throw line. Reed good on the first. Let's watch the replay here. You see Gray jumped into her as she was shooting. And Reed is good on the second. So Nikki now has 10 points in the half, and she's perfect at the free throw line, 4 for 4. 32-7. Hill is fouled as she is trying to get the ball across the timeline. This will be against Athena Johnson, and that'll be her second. Hill will step to the free throw line. This is her first trip to the charity stripe. She's got 2 baskets so far in the ball game. With the 1-and-1, she will not get the bonus. Quickly down the court for Nikki Reed. Good. Nikki Reed continues to shine here. She seems to like the playoffs. Last year she was outstanding, and this year is no exception. She's got 12 points here in the first half. And we've got a blocking foul against Athena Johnson. That was a silly foul that she really didn't have to take. She just simply stepped in front of the dribbler and drew her 3rd personal foul. Boo Williams stopped it by here for a minute as we're moving right along. Of course, Boo Williams, a outstanding ball player at Phoebus High School, eventually St. Joseph's College. Anissa Jones misses on the front end of the 1-and-1. Cheyenne Hill rebounds and puts it in. So Cheyenne has 6 of the Crabbers' 9 points, and Reed is fouled. Anissa Jones will be charged with her first personal. 1 second remains here in the first half. 34-9. Phoebus, as they have all year, continues to dominate the Peninsula District. Of course, Phoebus has an automatic berth in the regionals as a result of being the Peninsula District champion. Reed will get a second try. She is perfect, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Make that 6 out of 6. 1 second remaining. The long pass, the shot is well short. And the buzzer sounds, ending the first half. AG, I understand you have someone to talk with over there.
All right, Tim, thanks. We got Harry Bennett up here, athletic director at Phoebus High School. Harry, 36-9. You have to be pleased the way things are going right now.
If it stays this way, AG, we'll be real happy.
Mike, they're 22-0, and Mike's done a tremendous job motivating these girls week in and week out.
Oh, no question about that. And we've had a lot of games that have not been terribly close. And as you know, it's real difficult keeping the kids up and keeping them going with something like that. It always helps when you've got to really struggle. And we've had some games that we really honestly haven't had to struggle in, and that makes it tough. But Mike just does a super job with those kids, and it's a good bunch of girls to work with.
Talking about athletics in general at Phoebus, you've had a pretty good year in some other sports too, Harry.
We feel like we've had a pretty good year. Our football team did a good job. Cross country came along real well, particularly the girls cross country team. We were real pleased with them. We had a good indoor track season. We've got 14 or 15 kids going to the state meet at George Mason this coming weekend. So we feel like we've really improved a lot over our past performances, and we've got a lot of kids involved in things. And of course, you like to see that.
Okay, what about the spring sports?
Spring sports, we hope we continue this trend. That's what we're looking for. We've got, like I said, a lot of people involved, more than what I've seen in the last several years involved, and a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of real positive things that you hear from the kids and you hear from the coaches, and they're working real hard. Just got started, but they're ready. They're fired up.
What about this girls team, Harry? How far are they going?
Well, I hope I'm sitting in Richmond in a couple of weeks and watching them play on Saturday afternoon. That's what we'd like to see. But, of course, you never know. It's a lot of good teams around AG. And you know, we feel real fortunate to be where we are right now. By winning the district outright, you've got an automatic bid into the region, you know, which is what you want to do. And we just want to keep doing what we do well.
Okay, Harry, good luck to y'all the rest of the season.
Thank you, AG.
All right, Tim.
Thank you, AG. Thank you, Harry. And congratulations again to the successful season here at Phoebus High School. Listen, a reminder, talking about AG Womble, Channel 29 provides year-round coverage of sporting events in the school system. Competitions videotaped includes football, basketball, baseball, and softball. Viewers meet the coaches and students who participate in various activities, such as football, basketball, tennis, baseball, softball, golf, track, and swimming. During the 88-89 term, Channel 29 received an award. Excuse me, 87-88 term, Channel 29 received an award from the Virginia Coaches Association for its contribution to local and statewide sports coverage. Be sure and watch AG Womble at 3, 6, and 8 p.m. Tuesday through Fridays right here on Channel 29. We're at halftime, and the Phoebus Phantoms holding on to a 36-9 lead. Will return with second half action, but first, a brief timeout.
Try to exploit anything.
What do you expect from them?
A lot of pressure.
You are.
Back at halftime, 36-9, as you watch the Hampton Crabbers warming up, and they need to. I'm not trying to be mean, but they got to get back in this game and do some scoring.
20-some points down. It really, what's that, 25?
Yep. For the Crabbers, they were led by Hill, who is their leading scorer, with 6 points in the first half. 2 points for Jones and 1 point for Whitehead, and that was it for the Crabbers. On the other side of the ledger for the Phantoms of Phoebus, Nikki Reed with 14 points, including 6 for 6 from the free throw line. 7 points for Tammy Boggs, 4 points for Juanita Cook, 5 points for Johnson, and 6 points for Monica Hart. And our score is 36-9 in favor of Phoebus, and the winner of this game will play the winner of the Denby-Menchville semifinal game played Wednesday night. That game will take place, the championship game, 6:15 Friday night. So I'm not sure when this game is being seen, but if it's not Friday night yet,
come and see the game.
Come and see the game, the 24th, Friday the 24th of February. Championship game doubleheader. The boys game will follow the championship game between the girls teams. That starts at 6:15, the boys game at 8 o'clock. Right
and
here.
We are guaranteed to have a Hampton school in the finals of the boys and the girls, since all 4 of these teams playing tonight are Hampton, and there will be a winner, and they'll play one of the Newport News schools.
Our picture is a little dark there. I'm not sure whether that's our TV. Is that our TV?
There we go.
The officials again shake hands before the start of the second half. This gives me a chance to remind you of one of the many features here on Channel 29. Brief insight into national, state, and local news is presented on Channel 29. Particular interest is focused on local news that affects residents of Hampton directly. Sports and weather updates are included daily. Your host, Beverly Penn, at 1, 5, and 9, Monday through Friday, right here on Channel 29.
And the Phoebus girls just breaking out of the huddle. We're not out here in time to warm up or anything. I was talking to Mike Talon in between the halves, and he was standing outside. I said, why don't you go in your locker room? He said, I would if somebody had opened it. So they were late getting in the locker room at halftime, and he had certain things he wanted to tell them, and he told them, and then they'll come out and we'll play.
Hampton will have the ball to start the second half. Remind you, 8-minute quarters in high school ball. We've got 16 minutes of play remaining. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble here at Holland Fieldhouse on the campus of Hampton University. Again, we want to thank the fine folks here at HU for all of their help and cooperation in our setup today. Everywhere we go, people are nice to us.
Well, they really are.
Lost out of bounds. It was last touched by Phoebus.
Cheyenne Hill was triple teamed that time as she caught the ball.
Whitehead is fouled by Johnson, and that will be her fourth. So she will go directly to the bench. Do not pass go and do not collect $200. Carleen Hargrave will replace her, and Carleen has seen a lot of duty tonight. She didn't play much in the games we've seen, but she still carries pretty good average, 7.4 points per game. Monica Hart with the rebound. Back come the Phantoms. Nikki Reed with the ball. Leading scorer at halftime with 14 points. Ball was kicked by Gray. It'll belong to the Phantoms still. Again, our thanks to Mike Keach of the Daily Press for all of his help, not only today, but throughout the football season as well. Juanita Cook with the basket. Mike Keach took the time out today to give me all the scoring averages as they compile them at the Daily Press. And for that, we are most appreciative. Out of bounds, it'll belong to the Phantoms. Excuse me, the Crabbers. Will shoot for three. It's no good. Then we've got a foul over the back to be called on Anissa Jones, and that'll be her third. That's the first team foul here in the second half against the Crabbers. Cook looks inside, spots Reed. Reed misses, and then the ball is tipped out to Cook. She'll put it in. So Cook now with 8 points in the ball game. 40-9. Few people really expected the game to be close. The Phantoms have the regional berth locked up. They're just so good they don't need motivation. Should be an interesting game Friday night between Phoebus and assuming that Hampton doesn't have a miracle here and upset Phoebus at this point. Between either one of their opponents, Denby or Menchville.
Right. We was talking earlier that the Denby team got the young lady as an exchange student from Yugoslavia, which is an excellent ball player, and Menchville has a good team, and we saw him play in the finals last year, if you remember there. I believe it's a Thomas gal for them, is an excellent ball player, as everybody who follows the Peninsula girls will see.
Letitia Lee scores for Hampton. Inside feed for Hart, and she puts it in. Monica Hart with 4 baskets tonight, and her team leads by 31. tie up right across the timeline. Good effort by Nikki Reed as she hustled up there, waited just at the right time to reach in and grab the ball.
Well, and the Hampton girl turned around to get away from the pressure and turned right into Nikki, so Nikki could see what was going to happen.
She's a headsy ball player. She knows what's going on, and that's what makes her as good as she is. And this is another heads-up ball player right here. Tammy Boggs back to Reed, inside for Hart. Monica puts it up, no good. And controlled by Vivian Moss, and then she is fouled. Tammy Boggs said, I knew I did it. I'm sorry, but I knew I did it.
She was the culprit.
We saw Tammy have a couple of outstanding ball games this year. She scored 30 points in one of the games that we saw. In fact, had a chance to, I believe AG had a chance to talk to her folks during that game. Really
yes, he did. That was over. And here you can see the shot by Monica Hart, and here's the foul.
She got her by the arm. I mean, there was no question on that one.
And during that time, Hampton turned the ball over, and Phoebus back on the attack.
Cook looks for Reed inside, and she puts it in.
She's just going on a back screen. She's getting a screen from the back side and is breaking to the basket wide open. And they're looking for her on the break, and she's got the quick hands and comes up with another steal.
She spots Cook going to the basket. It's knocked away and is last touched by the Crabbers. So again, our congratulations to the Lady Crabbers and Hampton High School in general, as they have a competitor here in the semis as well. Of course, the Hampton boys team leading the district will face the Kecoughtan Warriors in the boys game of this semifinals. Vivian Moss is called for her first personal foul. There you see the Phoebus cheerleaders, or at least saw them momentarily. There you see the concentration on the youthful face of Tammy Boggs. And she hits the first free throw. I'll tell you one thing, if I was a coach, I'd take Tammy Boggs and Nikki Reed and build me a team around them any time of the day or night.
And you know they're not only good competitors, but they are hard workers. If you talk to Mike Talon, he'd tell you that they work hard at their skills. They didn't come by them just by the luck of the draw.
Cheyenne Hill is tied up by the smaller Nikki Reed. Fortunately for Nikki, they won't have to jump. They'll just have the...
And that was awful quick to be a jump ball.
Yeah, they've been doing that. I kind of like that because no sense. People get hurt when you start scrambling for the ball.
Well, that's true.
Hill's shot is no good, and then we've got a foul, and over the back will be Audrina Whitehead, I believe.
I think they're going to call a foul on number 24 for the Phantoms,
Whoa,
which is Juanita Cook.
Like to see that one slow-mo, Joe. Who's AG talking with there? Is that one of the writers from the paper as well?
Yeah, one of the Daily Press writers.
I'm not familiar with that gentleman.
Well, he introduced me to him, and
you promptly forgot his name.
And I promptly forgot his name. And it didn't take long either. Tim who?
Senility is a terrible thing. Stolen by Boggs. It's a 2-on-1, and Reed is the other one, and she is hammered by Ramona Gray. And that'll be number 4 on Gray. So her continuation of foul troubles, as we saw during the regular season, continues to haunt her here as she'll come out of the ball game with 4 personal fouls. Sandra Thompson will come in, and Reed will go to the free throw line shooting 2. Sandra Thompson replaces Gray. Nikki perfect at the free throw line tonight, 7 out of 7. Make that 8 out of 8. She's got such a nice rotation on the ball.
She sure does, and I remember one of the ball games we did, Phoebus played Bethel. They could not buy a free throw. I think they missed 30 free throws in that ball game, and we were just stunned with Nikki's inability to make any foul shots, and because we know she's got a good shot, good release.
50-11. Underneath, Galbraith can't get the basket to go. Back come the Phantoms. 4:20 remains here in the third. Phoebus making a shambles of this game. Reed will fire everything she hits.
She has definitely got her touchdown tonight.
To the tune of 20 points. Sandra Thompson feeds Hill. Her shot is short. And Monica Hart rebounds for Phoebus. Boggs. Over to Reed. She'll shoot from 12. This one doesn't go. And the ball is retrieved on the baseline by Cook. Her shot no good. And Whitehead rebounds for Hampton. (52-11). Phoebus will advance to the finals Friday night against either Denby or Menchville. Carleen Hargrave called for her second personal foul. She'll come out. And coming in for Phoebus is Keisha Reese, making her first appearance of the ball game.
And she is just a freshman.
Inbounds pass stolen by Reed. Reed is fouled as she goes to the hoop. Adrena Whitehead will be called for her third this time, I'm sure.
And that is just frustration on Whitehead. She is just, you turn the ball over and you say, I want to foul her. She ain't going to get that easy 2 points. But the way Nikki is shooting.
Time, didn't they? Thanks a lot, Sam. Just taking a little, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I happened to look at the monitor and I was...
Here you see it on replay, and Whitehead is just zeroing in and kind of just bumped her. Didn't really go for the ball or anything. So, you know, I don't know that it wasn't as bad a foul as I thought before I saw the replay.
Reed will get the bonus shot. And she hits it. She is unbelievable tonight. 10 out of 10 from the free throw line. I can't do anything 10 for 10. Let alone shoot free throws. That's my word.
Well, you could probably miss 10 of 10. I heard Dr. Sam say something.
Something about a soda. Cheyenne Hill connects. So Hill, the only bright spot on the horizon for Hampton. She's got 8 of their 13 points, and then the pass is too long down court. One of the few times Phoebus turns the ball over. Crowd continuing to file in here at Hampton University's Holland Fieldhouse. Second game tonight will feature the Hampton Crabbers boys team against the Kecoughtan Warriors. And we'll be here to bring that game to you. We've got a traveling call. So Phoebus will improve their record, assuming they hold on, which there's no question they will, to 23-0. Mike Talon has done a job with this girls' team. Nikki Reed, no good. And it's controlled by the Crabbers. Vivian Moss with the rebound. Almost picked off. Outlet pass for Boggs. She's got clear sailing, and she puts it in.
And she got a nice little screen from her teammate.
Kind of a moving screen.
Yeah.
Not too illegal, but just...
Well, it really wasn't. I mean, she was going down court, what she can do.
Just kind of running some traffic for her, I guess you might say. A little interference. Turnover gives the ball to Phoebus with 2 minutes and 1 second left here in the third. Play number 2 yelled out by Nikki Reed. Boggs loses the handle on the ball, and it turns over to the Crabbers.
I think she wanted to shoot the ball. And just again, lost it, was trying to shoot before she really caught it like we saw at the beginning of the ball game. She's just a little anxious. That was her play. 2 was her play, I guess. I don't know.
Ball was lost out of bounds by Hampton. Nikki will inbounds for the Phantoms. Also in the ball game now for Phoebus is Noelle Blanc, number 31. As Mike Talon starts to make substitutions for the starters, Juanita Cook. 10 points on the night for Cook. She has quietly added 6 here in the third quarter. 58-13. This is Moss. She gives over for Michelle Gore, who's come in for Hampton. Cheyenne Hill's shot is long, and it's going to be Phoebus ball. Got a 3-on-2 now, a 4-on-2. Boggs will shoot from the free throw line. Doesn't go. And it goes out of bounds, last touch by the Phoebus Phantoms. .55 seconds left in the third. There you saw momentarily number 31, Blanc, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I wonder if she isn't an exchange student. Might be blank for all I know. I'm trying to make it a French. Noelle is
I
certainly
wondered
French.
what you was trying to do.
Well, it's B-L-A-N-C, which is Blanc in
Okay, I
French.
see.
Noelle.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
It's like not exactly like Sam Harris or something like that. This is a very French-sounding name.
He's going to talk to us during the boys' game, too.
Chantel Pitt checks in for the Phantoms, giving Tammy Boggs a breather for one of the few times tonight.
Well, we got 38 seconds before the end of this quarter, and AG is going to talk with Boo Williams.
Yeah, you were off on a mission there when Boo came by. He slapped me on the back and said hello. Of course, Boo Williams, as I mentioned while you were away, a standout player at Phoebus. And then eventually St. Joseph's College in Pennsylvania. Phoebus patiently looking inside. The very diminutive Reed kicks it back out now. Inside for Cook, her shot is no good. And finally controlled by Whitehead for Hampton. Anissa Jones, guarded by Reed, throws it up, no good. And the buzzer sounds to end the third quarter. So after 3 quarters, the score is 58-13. Phoebus comfortably on top. And AG, I believe you've got a chance to talk with Boo Williams.
All right, Tim Bob, we do have Boo Williams here. And Boo, 58-13, this Phantom team has got their act together tonight.
Okay, Phoebus, AJ, might be one of the best teams in the state. Maybe one of the top 25 teams in the country. I think it's a joke they're not in the USA today. They got a very good team, well coached. I think Mike Talon does a great job in coaching the team. And I think the key to the team, you know, the little point guard, Nikki Reed, she's the little, you know, she's like a little girl out there playing, but she runs the team. And anytime you have a great point guard, which is not many of them in the country now, a great point guard, and you got one to run the team and know how to run the team, and been with it for 4 years, that make everything run very smooth.
Several of these girls are going to be scholarship players.
Well, Nikki Reed is going to Georgetown next year. I think Tammy Boggs will be a Division I player. They got another Division I player sitting on, coming up junior, the big kid, Monica Hart. I think the kid, I call it Kool-Aid Johnson, should, you know, get a scholarship. And then Juanita Cook. So they almost got seven kids that will be getting scholarships.
Boo, what about your Boo Williams League this summer? How's that look?
Well, we won't be as strong as we've been in the past now. I mean, we lost a long.
Alonzo and JR will be back.
JR, Brian Stiff, Kirby and Cornell last year. We had 13 kids and all of them gone, and all of them, you know, going off to school. 2 kids you're gonna see next, Lon Brown and Kevin Swan is gone. Terry Kirby. We're gonna have to do it with a lot of young kids and kids that, you know, got to step right on in. And for the girls, on the girls' side, we'll be one. We got some good young girls. Got the kid Lisa Rice and Marilyn Gayton from the York River District. So we got some good young girls coming.
Boo, you left the school system. Who you with now?
With State Farm there.
All right, State Farm. All right, Tim, Bob.
Well, it's good to hear. I know he's lost a lot of ball players off that boys' team.
I didn't realize how many he had lost.
Ooh, he's lost a lot of them off of that championship team he had this summer.
If he only lost one and his name was Morning, he lost a lot. So
yes,
take all the rest of those names that he mentioned, and he really will have a tough time. But our confidence in Boo Williams is unwavered because of his previous success. Inside of 7 minutes to go. I don't know about you, Bob, but I've lost my return from the van. I can't hear a thing.
Yeah, I can't either. So
nonetheless, 60-17 is the score. We'll do this with Braille here if we need to. And this is Jones connects. 4 points for Miss Jones. Too little, too late. 60-19. And a timeout. Timeout is called with 6:32 remaining. 60-19 is the score. Another little reminder here I'd like to make you aware of that if you'd like to submit letters or notices to staff members here at Channel 29 and let your feelings and things like that be known, you can send your letters to Channel 29, Hampton City Schools, that you are watching the last basket that was scored by Mrs. Gray. She'll feed it inside, rather, Mrs. Jones will put it in. That address to send your letter is Channel 29, Hampton City Schools, 1819 Nickerson Boulevard, Hampton, 23663. By the way, a Channel 29 weekly schedule appears in the Your Neighbors section of the Daily Press.
in fact, this Thursday in the Daily Press, Tim, they're going to have a little article in there about the ball game I did last Wednesday with Tom Bailey, principal of Hampton Bethel High School, and that's the Whirlwinds. They play in the wheelchair, the young people that are handicapped, and they played the Crampons. And and they're going to have a feature on that in this Thursday's Your Neighbor section. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I'm not sure. There we go. Our director has given us back our audio. Okay, 6:07 left in the fourth and final quarter. This is Johnson, no good for Phoebus. And finally chased down by Whitehead. Is it such a thing as getting too much of a good thing?
Well, I'd rather have that than nothing.
Tammy Boggs from 14. (62-19). Phoebus will advance to the finals, played Friday night, the 24th of February. Their opponent will either be Denby or Mitchville. Traveling call against Galbraith. I think AG's got his mic on too.
I could hear the change rustling around in his pocket.
Coming to you from Hampton University. Hart guarded closely by Hill, and then she traveled. Good defense by Cheyenne Hill.
She did not try to slap the ball. She just held her hands up, had verticality, and that was an excellent defensive play by Cheyenne.
This is Hill from the baseline, and it doesn't go. Monica Hart rebounds. .445 remaining in the ball game. Boggs to Reed. She spots Juanita Cook open. Her shot no good. And Whitehead with another rebound for the Crabbers. And then we've got a double dribble called. Four and a half, 62-19. A 43-point lead for the Phantoms. Boggs drives on Jones and puts it in. So Tammy Boggs said, look, I've been kind of quiet here in this ball game. I know we're leading big time here, but I want to put a little show on myself. So Tammy Boggs now has 15 points. Her teammate Reed with 22. This is Hill, the leading scorer for Hampton. She's got 12 on the night. Boggs drives, pumps it in.
When she gets on a streak, she is hard to stop. You're going to have to put somebody right in her face to keep her from getting that shot off.
She has 10 second half points. She's got 17 on the evening. Adrena Whitehead throws up a prayer from three-point range, and then Boggs stepped on the sideline, or rather the inline. Vivian Moss will come back in for the Crabbers, and her number 32, Veronica Donnell, will come in for Phoebus. Anissa Jones comes out, and her number, Juanita Cook, comes out for Phoebus. This is Hill from 10, no good. She reaches over the backs to get the rebound and puts it in. So Cheyenne Hill, averaging 14.7 coming into the game, has now 14 points. So she's right on her average. And we're inside of 3.5 minutes to go. Johnson is hammered as she goes to the basket. This one will be against Letitia Lee of Hampton. 66-23. Phoebus. 2 shots coming for Athena Johnson. She has 5 points. All of those came in the first half. And Johnson adds to that total. Second shot coming. And she gets that one as well.
That's called a shooter's bounce.
7 points for Johnson. 68-23. Pass inside is picked off by Hart. Johnson goes coast to coast.
What a shot.
So Johnson, averaging 6.8 points per game, now has 9 for the evening. Reed knocks it away, and it's controlled by the Phantoms. This is Reed all alone. She'll bank it, no good. So Nikki smiles as she heads back down court. She says, oh my goodness, I can't believe I missed that one. She was on the left side of the basket, and rather than try and go with a left-handed layup, she stopped and pumped, and she missed it. Reed guarding Gray closely, almost stolen by Johnson. From three-point range, Moss is no good. Galbraith follows, and she hits. Check that lead. Letitia Lee connects for Hampton. 70-25. Boggs in and out, and this is Hill with the rebound.
Tim, it's getting down to the point where we got to be thinking about a player of the game, and my vote's got to go with Nikki Reed. She's, I believe, is 100% from the foul line. I don't know how many points she has, but she has got numerous assists and steals, and has caused a lot of turnovers, and she gets my vote.
Can't argue that point. The only arguable point would be the lady that just shot the ball. That's Boggs. She has 17 points.
And I got to go with Cheyenne Hill for the Crabbers. She has been the one bright spot for the Crabbers tonight. And she will be back next year. She's just a junior.
Moss Ross shows some of her moves. Shot doesn't go, however. And then Hill hustles to save the ball for the Crabbers. So give Ivory Knight's team credit. They have not stopped hustling or trying in this ball game.
Well, they sure haven't. They have been fighting and scrapping this whole ball game. They've just run into a buzzsaw in this Phoebus team.
So a lot of credit goes to the Crabbers. They finished the regular season at 10-10. Defeated Lafayette to get here. But as you said, just ran into a tough Phoebus team, and Cheyenne Hill now is 16. I can concur with Nikki Reed for Phoebus and Cheyenne Hill for Hampton. Should be a great game Friday night between this team and whoever they play. Hogs hits from the corner. 19 points for Tammy. And we're inside of a minute to go in the ball game. 72-27. Reverse the numerals. From way downtown, off the glass, no good. Hill follows, and she is fouled. Nicole Benjamin, number 30, is called for her first personal foul. Hill will step to the free throw line. She'll have 2 shots. And she's 0 for 2 from the stripe. Make that 0 for 3. Rebound by her teammate Whitehead, and she puts it in. She's got 3 points. And the Phantoms turn it over.
That's a rare turnover for the Phantoms. But at this point of the game, 72-29, I don't think Mike Talon is going to worry too much about it. AG is going to try to get up with Mike Talon and a couple of gals, hopefully get up with Nikki Reed and Juanita Cook and talk with Mike and see what his philosophy he's got to impart to us. Because he's gonna, the caliber of teams he's gonna play from now on are gonna get better and better and better.
Ramona Gray continues her hustle even with 18 seconds left in the game well in hand. And Carleen Hargrave connects for her second basket. 6 seconds to go. Hill wants to go inside. She throws it down low, but it doesn't matter. 2 seconds, 1 second. And at the buzzer, 74-31 is our final score. Hope you'll stay tuned for AG's interview with Mike Talon and some of his team's outstanding players, and certainly you can choose from any one of the starters. Let's give some credit here. The point scores tonight: 22 for Nikki Reed, including 10 out of 10 from the free throw line, 19 for her teammate Tammy Boggs, 2 for Keisha Reese, 10 for Juanita Cook, 9 for Athena Johnson, 8 for Monica Hart, and 4 for Carleen Hargrave. So they spread the scoring around.
Those points by Tammy were kind of quiet.
Yes, they were. She had 7 at half and added 12 here in the second half. And Cheyenne Hill put 18 points on the board. AG, who you got?
Okay, Tim, Bob, we got 3 happy people here. Juanita Cook, 13 rebounds, 10 points. Big game for you tonight. Your thoughts on it?
Well, it was big. And I knew I had to box out. Just put my butt in the knees and box out. The game came along right.
The teams from now on are going to get a little tougher.
Yeah, and we're expecting that, but we're going to hustle and do our best.
You ready for some competition?
Yeah.
Okay, great game. Great season, Juanita.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Coach, you got another young lady here that had an outstanding game. Your thoughts on her efforts?
I've been saying this ever since I've known her. Tournament time she comes to play, and she plays. I've never seen her play a poor tournament. I hope she doesn't start anytime soon.
Little sluggish early in the game, but then you put it together.
Yeah, we were flat yesterday, and the practice before that. It's just season's getting to that point where you gotta remotivate yourself and prepare for the playoffs, and hopefully after Friday night we'll be able to do that.
All right, Nikki, congratulations, great game. 10 for 10 for the line. Is that average?
No, I was surprised. I don't know what
I don't know.
All right, Nikki, a lot of assists tonight, a lot of good defense, so just good all-around play from this young lady. What was working well for you? This young lady is modest. Talk about her, Coach.
Never seen her at a loss of words. No, she had a good all-around game. She shot pretty well, drove well, passed well, played real good defense, and free throws were exceptional. I mean, 10 for 10, you can't get any better.
All right, Nikki's 23-0 now, but the games from here on out should be a little tougher. Your thoughts about that competition coming up?
Yes, we're ready to play. We're real motivated because we can taste state. We want this championship so bad this year.
Well, y'all worked hard enough for it, and we're going to follow you all the way.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, good luck to all y'all, and great game.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Juanita. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Cut that, okay?
Okay.
All right, AG, thank you. Heard Mike Talon say that's the first time he's ever seen Nikki at a loss
for words. But she did, and she is a modest gal, and she doesn't like to toot her own horn, but she did do everything that the AG talked about. She played good defense. She stole the ball. She caused a lot of turnover. She passed the ball well. She sets it up. She's the point guard. She runs the offense, and she scores. I mean, you can't ask her to do anything else than, maybe bring out the water bucket. I don't know.
She does it all. Well, that's going to do it from Hampton University's Holland Fieldhouse. Again, we thank all the folks here at Hampton University for their assistance in our setup today. And the final score again, Phoebus extends their win streak to 23-0 as they handily defeat the Hampton Crabbers 74-31. Hampton goes to 10-11, Phoebus 23-0, and they'll be in the finals Friday night to face either Menchville or Denby, and we'll be here for that game. Final score 74-31 for Bob Hintz and A.G. Womble. This is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
I hear you guys now.
Can you?
Yeah,
Oh, good, good. See ya.
32-31. And all alone inside, missed the easy shot. Raymond Brown missed the easy one. Kevin Swan back to Paul Blackman. Hampton playing with 3 of their starters on the bench. Swan turn around and put it in.
Well, he lost that.